Welcome to Elizabeth's Chronicles. If you love true crime, and want more stories just like this one, consider subscribing and hit that like button. On August 13, 2018, Chris Watts murdered his pregnant wife, Shannon Watts, and their two daughters, 4-year-old Bella and 3-year-old Celeste. Chris pleaded guilty to the crimes in that same year, in November, and is currently serving a total of 5 life sentences in prison. We are going to take a look at 5 disturbing facts about Chris Watts and this case. Disturbing fact number 1. Nobody truly knew who Chris Watts was. If you watched the footage of Chris and Shannon's wedding, prior to the murder, you would think, oh, what a perfect couple. In the wedding videos, you can see the couple happily embracing, dancing slowly to soft tunes while whispering in each other's ears. They gleamed with love and happiness and a long, happy future. But now if you watch the same videos, all you can think is what happened. How did this same man, who seemed to adore his wife, and be an ideal partner by all their family and friends, do this horrific crime? In their speeches, you see Shannon's father and brother hold back tears of joy as they lovingly welcome Chris into their family, saying there could be nobody better for her. Those who are familiar with how the mind of a serial killer works, would know that it is indeed possible to show a side to family and friends and yet be something darker underneath the facade. Despite this knowledge, the fact that the same man in the wedding videos could kill the family he seemingly loved, adored, and protected, is a piercing shock. The second disturbing fact is that the murders were premeditated. Chris's own actions and the evidence strongly indicates that these cruel murders were not done in a moment of anger or insanity. There is far too much evidence pointing to the fact that Chris knew exactly what he was going to do and made sure he was alone to get rid of his family's bodies. The last day that he spent with his 2 small daughters was like many others. They spent the morning watching cartoons and dropped by Target to pick up a present for a birthday party. They had pizza for lunch, and then went to the birthday party, where the girls had a wonderful time. At around 5 p.m., he advised a co-worker that he would go out to the oil field and there was no need for anyone else to be there. He needed to be alone to get rid of the bodies. This is the location where the bodies of his wife, Shannon, and his 2 daughters, Bella and Cece, would be found in the next few days. Chris recalled how he spent weeks thinking about killing Shannon and how he continued on with his plan. He states how on August 12 he put the girls to bed and walked away and said to himself, "That's the last time I'm going to be tucking my babies in." I knew what was going to happen the day before and I did nothing to stop it.
Chris Watts, WATTS.
What's going on right now around your house?
Well, right now it's got canine units, the sheriff's department. Everybody's like they're doing their best right now to figure out like if they can get a scent and see where they went. If they went on foot, they went in a car, they went somewhere. And right now it's just like they've been on point. They're going through the house trying to get a scent, and hopefully they can pick something up to where it's going to lead to something.
What happened? Your wife came home. Tell me what's.
She came home from the airport 2 a.m. and I left around 5:15. She was still here, and like about 12:10 in that afternoon, her friend Nicole showed up at the door. Like I had texted Shannon a few times that day, called her, say that she never got back to me, but she wasn't getting back to any of her people as well, and that's what really concerned a lot of people. Is like if she's not getting back to her, like if she doesn't get back to me, that's fine. Like she gets busy during the day. But she didn't get back to her people, which was very concerning, and Nicole called me when she was at the door, and that's when I came home. And then walked in the house, and nothing was vanished. Nothing was here. I mean, she wasn't here. The kids weren't here. Nobody was here.
What's your wife's name?
Shannon, Shannon.
What's your kids?
Bella and Celeste.
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 How old are your daughters?
Bella's 4, Celeste is 3.
And so, how many times did you try calling her?
I called her 3 times, texted her about 3 times just to say, what's going on. Like after I called her and texted her once, it's like maybe she was just busy. Like she had just gotten back. Like everybody's probably calling her from her trip. She just got back from Arizona, and I figured she was just busy. But when her friend showed up, that's what it was like. It registered like, all right, this isn't right.
Do you think she just took off? Do you think?
I mean, right now I don't even want to just like throw anything out there. Like, I hope that she's somewhere safe right now and with the kids. But I mean, could she event? Could she just taken off? I don't know. But if somebody has her and they're not safe, like I want them back now. Like that's what's in my head. Like if they're safe right now, they're gonna come back. But if they're not safe right now, that's the not knowing part. Like if they're not safe, last night I had everybody in the house on. I was hoping that I would just ran over by the kids running in the door and just like barrel rushing me, but it didn't happen. And it was just a traumatic night trying to be here.
I'm gonna ask some kind of tough questions about your relationship with the kids.
My kids are my life. I mean, those smiles light up my life. And just like, last night, like during when they usually eat dinner, it was just like I miss them. Like, I miss telling them, hey, you got to eat that, or you're not gonna get your dessert. And just like you're not gonna get your snack after. I miss that. Like I miss them. Cuddle up on their couches. They have like a Minnie Mouse couch and a Sophia couch that they cuddle up on and watch, Bubble Guppies or something. And it's just like, it was tearing me apart last night, and I needed that. I needed that last night, and for nobody to be here last night and to go into their rooms and know that I wasn't going to turn the rain machines on. I know that I wasn't going to turn their monitor on. No, I wasn't going to kiss them to bed tonight. That's why last night was just horrible. I couldn't do it. I want everybody to just come home. All right, wherever they're at, come home. That's what I want.
Where was she gone for? She came back Sunday, you said it to you at night.
Yeah, because her flight got delayed from Arizona because of like other storms around the nation. So she's supposed to get home at like 11. She got home at like 1:48. Got in bed about 2.
Where was she going for? That family trip? Or like?
It was a Thrive direct sales. It was a local event that was down there between a bunch of leaders in the company.
And that night, the day she was back,
I left work early that morning, like 5:15, 5:30. So like she barely got into bed pretty much.
This might be a tough question, but did you guys get into an argument before she left?
It wasn't like an argument. We had an emotional conversation, but I'll leave it at that. But I just want them back. I just want them to come back. And if they're not safe right now, that's what's tearing me apart. Because if they are safe, they're coming back. But if they're not, this has got to stop. Like somebody has to come forward.
You spoke to her family, like her parents?
Yeah, they've been in constant contact, like every hour. Everybody back in North Carolina and the East Coast. From Maine to Florida.
What is her parents saying to you?
They're just like if they need to get on a flight, just let them know, because they feel helpless right now because they're on the opposite side of the country. Colorado is you can't just drive around and look. It's just like you wouldn't really know what you're looking for. That's what the cops pretty much told me. That first day I was like, I want to get out and drive around. They said, you wouldn't know what to look for.
Last couple questions. What is law enforcement? What is the police or the sheriffs or your neighbors? What's police saying to you?
Right now, this is what they're doing right now is with the K9 in the sense. I think this is the biggest thing. This is the biggest thing they've done so far, because yesterday the police department did all the searching of the house and try to gather whatever information they could, and with the detectives, officers, and sergeants. And today it's obviously with all the activity that's around, it's there's a lot going on around here, and I really hope that all of this can lead to something positive.
What did your neighbors, did they see anything? Did your neighbors see anything?
No, like the police department went door to door asking, like, cameras and everything, just like nothing.
And my last question, if you have any of them, so feel free to step in. My last question is, if your wife can see this, if she can watch this, what would you like to tell your wife and your kids?
Shannon, Bella, Celeste, if you're out there, just come back. Like, if somebody has her, just please bring her back. I need to see everybody. I need to see everybody again. This house is not complete without anybody here. Please bring her back.
That's it. I can take that mic off you.
Disturbing fact number 3. Chris Watts killed his 2 small girls and his beautiful wife, his entire family. And it doesn't appear that he had even a tiny bit of remorse or hesitation. He did, however, know how to attempt to cover it up. His strange behavior with nervously rocking back and forth, folding his arms, and ramblings gave him away, but his attempts to blame Shannon topped the cake. He murdered this lovely woman who was pregnant with his son, but instead of taking blame, he tried to portray her as killing her own children out of spite towards him for wanting to leave her. He gave police interviews. He urged his family to come back to him on national television. He called and texted Shannon multiple times as if she could answer to hide his tracks. Murdering her wasn't enough, he also attempted to shatter her image. Although this didn't work, it shows who Chris Watts truly is. Someone who will damage anyone as long as he gets his way. Disturbing fact number 4. Early in the morning hours of August 13th, Chris smothered both his daughters in attempt at ending their lives. Chris has stated that on August 13th in the morning, he went to the girls' room first, before he and Shannon had their argument. And went to Bella's room, then Cece's room, and used a pillow from their bed and tried to smother them, and thought they were dead. He revealed disturbing details of how he strangled his wife, saying, "I knew if I took my hands off of her, she would still keep me from Nikki, his mistress. The police asked me why she couldn't fight back. It's because she couldn't fight back." He then went on advising how his daughters woke up and looked like they had been through trauma. He said, "The girls were just kind of running around the house, and watching me with scared looks on their faces. Bella started to cry, and when she did, Celeste started whimpering. What a nightmare this was. I realize now the girls getting up and walking around may have been God's third attempt to stop what I was doing." But that did not deter him from his plan. He went ahead and killed them at the oil field, where he later disposed of their bodies. He states how he was quite surprised that Bella fought back. Little quiet Bella had a will to live. Out of all 3, Bella is the only one that put up a fight. I will hear her soft little voice for the rest of my life, saying, "Daddy, no." Out of everything, this may be the most disturbing fact of them all. He had a long drive to think about not killing his beautiful little girls. About their futures. About their innocence. He could have spared them, but he chose not to. He chose himself over his own daughters. Disturbing fact number 5. Apparently Chris has found God in prison, but it seems that isn't the only thing he's found. Chris has confessed that he decided to kill his pregnant wife because the woman he was cheating with, Nicole Kessinger, Nikki, wanted to give him his first son. Chris had been having an affair with Nikki for a few months, and while his family was away the affair heated up and they spent a lot of time together, going to the sand dunes, a car museum, dinner, as well as many other places. Later he also admitted that he felt no remorse after killing his family. "All I could feel was now I was free to be with Nikki, feelings of my love for her overcame me. I felt no remorse." In a letter Watts sent to his mother in 2019, he deemed himself as a servant of God. In the same letter he told his mother that he still considers himself to be a good father. "I'm still a dad, I'm still a son, no matter what," he wrote. "Now, I can add servant of God to that mix. He has shown me peace, love and forgiveness, and that's how I live every day." It's disturbing to think that someone really can even mention being a dad, and even say he's a good father, after murdering your own kids. It's heartbreaking to think about what those little girls were thinking as their own father snuffed out their short lives, robbing them of a future. It's scary to think there are people amongst us, who seem completely normal, but underneath there's a darkness lurking that could break the surface at any moment given the right catalyst. There's nothing that can explain, or even begin to understand why anyone could murder their own pregnant wife, and beautiful daughters, like Chris Watts ended up doing. The only conclusion is pure evil. That concludes this video of the 5 most disturbing facts about the Chris Watts case. If you would like to see more videos like this one, and other true crime stories, feel free to hit that like button and subscribe.